All right, good morning everyone. I'd like to start this video by saying my heart goes out to all the people here in Oklahoma and the other states who've had to endure these tornadoes and weather for the past week. It's been unbelievable. I've lost power, internet, we took a lot of tree damage, but luckily we were spared the tornadoes. We did get quite a bit of hail. Really strong winds here, and it was just right down the street from us, really. Everything kind of just paused about 20 minutes before it got to us. So I'm very grateful for that we were spared. Of course, Kelly lost her mind, and it's just been a crazy week. Myself, I went to DFW last week to pick up a friend and almost landed in jail. And it has just been an ultimately crazy week. But I do have a lot more of my ducks in a row, and I'm ready to get this ball rolling. Here's what I want to do for our next gathering, which is the Choctaw Labor Day Festival. And it's from August the 30th to September the 1st. They actually have a little countdown running as to how long. Now, I want to walk you through this because this is going to be interesting to a lot of you because there are opportunities here for you. You can sign up to be a vendor here. They have a vendor for food and a vendor for arts and crafts. So a lot of you that have talents and skills or stuff that you would like to promote, you will find here. You can get, you would come here to register. I'm going to leave this link in the description box below for those of you who would like to participate in this. If you make jewelry or crafts or anything, you can bring it here and sell it. And you'll have to register and all of that. They have a map here that shows you, this is a pretty big deal. It's going to show you what all's going to go on. This is a pretty huge deal. And you'll find all of this on this site. They also have a Facebook page that will clue you in on how everything's going to go. And you can educate yourselves a little bit. Of course, they have all kind of stuffs going on here. They're going to have like a little princess contest. There's going to be a 5K run. It's quite incredible. And they've been doing this for years, and they get better at it each year, so I suspect it will go off without a hitch. And also, I have the Signs and Wonders podcast up and going, so you can pull the trigger now. I posted the second video, episode 2, went up 5 days ago. Right now, our site is just these 2 videos. The first one and the second one, and another one will be posted on Wednesday. Right now, we just have a total of $23 a month. And that does not cover the other site that's taking out $13 a month to host the videos. And then they run all this through PayPal, who wants about another 3.9% something interest, percentage of what they take in, because they're running it through PayPal. There was no choice there for me but PayPal, or I think, or Stripe, which I'm not connected to. So right now it's bringing in about $8 a month, which is going to take us over a decade to raise the money to make this thing. So I really need y'all to come over here and help support this. back over here, we are trying to, well, we've got the community center that we had before for 2 days, which is the 31st of August and the 1st of September, the Saturday and Sunday of this week, of this Labor Day weekend. Again, we lost our deposit on the last event because I personally chose to allow the pets to come in because of a potential thunderstorm outside. And I couldn't let everybody keep their pets freaking out in their vehicles for 8 hours. So I just bit the bullet on that one and I knew in advance that more than likely I would lose the deposit, which I did. So, and also I've been speaking with Julie about her friend's lodge that I'm going to try to go to later this week and take a look at and see if we can't make arrangements for some of us to stay there in a group together. And I will need some help with these deposits. I kind of lost my ass on the last one. I did get 2 donations that helped out on a lot of the expenses for the last event, but the rest of it I had to eat myself, which left me with 0 savings. Kind of left me in a hole a little bit. But I'm digging my way out of that hole, but I am going to need some help that when I go over there, I'm prepared to put up these deposits. And right now, I just don't have it to cover it. So anybody that can pitch in, it would really be appreciated. And especially of those of you that would like to consider staying in the lodge together. And I'm going to get all the logistics on that when I go over there, where it's at, how many it sleeps, what kind of parking we got, what kind of amenities are available to us or pets allowed. I'm going to cover the whole gamut. And I'll see if I can't even get some pictures and stuff, location and everything to keep you well informed. I hope that I'm doing this far enough in advance that it'll give you time to make arrangements. There will be a carnival for the children, little rides and stuff that they can get on. And usually in the past, I haven't been in years, but in the past, those have been free for the children to ride. But I will work all of that out right down to the most minute detail when I go over there. I'm going to cover it all and make sure I leave no stone unturned. What else do I want to say about this before I continue? Again, there'll be a new Signs and Wonders podcast out every Wednesday. Ollie Bobby is now in Colorado, so I'll be doing most of them myself, with other guests that will be here, and the occasional Zoom with Ollie Bobby. And I will also, again, Signs and Wonders, that site is open. We can talk about anything we want. Nothing is off the table over there like it is on YouTube. So, any suggestions on topics y'all would like to cover that I'm not able to cover on YouTube, please do leave in the comments section, and we'll get to those. This is going to be a 4-day event, not a 3. It's my understanding that what we would call the Pow Wow itself will happen on the 30th, which will be that Friday. I will confirm that when I find out for sure. I'm probably going to do just a whole nother video on just this event to cover all of the logistics for everybody. But those of you who do have crafts and skills and everything like that, I encourage you to be a vendor here. It will help. It will help your business as well as adding to the event. One thing I can tell you, though, because I know there are a lot of other astrologers and tarot readers and the like on my channel, it is against the law in the state of Oklahoma to charge money to read tarot cards or astrology. It's against the law to prognosticate the future in any way, shape, or form for money in the state of Oklahoma, as well it is some of the other states. I'm just learning about this, so nobody will be able to set up a booth to read cards or palms or astrology or anything like that. That's just going to be off the books as far as they're concerned. Why? I'm not sure. I think it's an old law, but it is still enforced here in Oklahoma. I would also like to talk about my cats. My cat problem is way better than it was last year. I'm very appreciative for the help that a lot of you have offered over the past year. I couldn't have done it without you. This whole town is better for it, really. I did have one little runt that I took out of a litter last year that just wasn't going to make it. It was being rejected by the mother. For a long time I thought it was a little boy, but it turned out to be a little girl. And she's about a year old now, a little over a year old, but she never really matured. She's still very tiny. Nonetheless, bless her little heart, she got pregnant. Really broke my heart. I didn't want that to happen to her. I wanted to eventually be able to integrate her because she's not feral at all. I had to take her under my wing, so she is not feral, but she's still an outside cat because of Kelly. And she had a litter of kittens the other day, and bless her heart, she is not a good mother. She tries to be, but she don't know. I'm having to keep a huge eye on her because she don't know how to pick up the kittens and take them back. When she's good at nursing them, but then she wants to leave and they're still locked on her teats and she's dragging them out of their bed, and I've literally picked them up out of the yard and off the porch, and I've made her a nice little comfortable place, but she doesn't know to pick them up and take them back. She's already killed 2 of them by accident. So, but they are beautiful, and they are not going to be feral. So when they get a little bigger and get their eyes open, I'm going to get you some pictures, and we'll see if we can't get these 4 homes on the inside instead of being feral cats. Otherwise, everything has been great around here as far as the cats are concerned. Much better situation. Much more controllable and a lot better for the cats. They are no longer taking them and euthanizing them, so we kind of won that battle. And I'm very, very, very happy about that. And again, I couldn't have done it without you guys. You can pat yourself on the back for that one. I appreciate you more than you could ever know. We've had a lot of rain here, which has kept Kelly beside herself. She's finally asleep right now. I'm so grateful for it. It's been crazy here the last week. The weather has just been, I mean, we didn't even get tornadoes, but Kelly can tell you it's going to rain when a cloud is 10 miles away. It's still sunny here, but she knows, and she loses her mind. I want to go over a little bit about what's going on in the heavens. We have this Jupiter-Uranus conjunction. Jupiter has now moved into Taurus, And I do believe Uranus is coming in right behind it. Again, we've talked about this. Jupiter being expansion, your desires, empire, the navel chakra. Jupiter can be very benevolent in Taurus, which is a good thing. But when Uranus moves into Taurus, again, that's about the way we make money, spend money, use money, but especially save money. A lot of everything about money is going to change while Uranus is in Taurus. The Sun in Aries. Venus is still in Pisces, exalted. So this is going to be the last little bit of Venus being here, and that heart chakra being exalted. So do try to take advantage of that while you can. It's at its most powerful, the heart chakra. And of course that can go both ways. You can use that power for good or for evil. My advice is use it for good to try to benefit yourself and those you love. Mercury, is Mercury still retrograde? Let me move this out of my way. This thing keeps jumping from side to side. Is Mercury still retrograde? No, Mercury's out of his retrograde, but he's in his shadow period. And boy, have I felt the Mercury retrograde with communication breakdown, traveling, just trying to go to Dallas to pick a friend up at the airport, and everything goes wrong. It was absolutely crazy. It was well towards 1 o'clock in the morning before we got back here. Mars out of Aquarius with Saturn, also now in Pisces. Mars is your root chakra. That's your emotions, your sexuality, your will. And we've talked about Mars being on this mutable cross. Mars does not do well here. It becomes extremely unstable. In the water of Pisces, it displays its feminine aspect, which is sexuality in Scorpio. It's gonna put forth its feminine in water instead of its fire that it rules in Aries. It'll get to that soon enough. But here, emotionally, just like in Virgo, it can be unstable to the point of nervous breakdowns, being bipolar, going from one extreme to the other. It's more emotional here, emotional and sexual. So be careful of the Mars here on that mutable cross. It doesn't do well. Saturn still in its own house of Aquarius, which is, it's not going to be for very much longer. Again, take advantage of this. We will not see Saturn in its own house again for a very long time. So I encourage you people, it's going to be over a couple of decades before we see Saturn back in Capricorn or Aquarius. It's going to immediately leave its house and go on to that mutable cross. And it affects all of them the same way, because they become unstable, except for Venus, who's exalted there. Who else do we have? We also have Neptune. We actually have a lot of Piscean energy, which is that Venus, Mercury, Mars, and Neptune, all on that mutable cross. And generally when a planet lands on the mutable cross, that is its time of transmutation. That is there to make a change. And either you do it yourself, you decide the change, you institute the change, you do the change, or it gets done for you. Saturn and Jupiter will be aspecting each other on the fixed cross, and Uranus moving in there with them. Pluto back over here in Capricorn on the cardinal cross, aspecting the Sun, and soon Venus on that cardinal cross. Let's go ahead and pinpoint Uranus. Now Uranus is still in Aries, moving slowly, but in a few days it will be. Let's see if we can pick what day. We're going to have another conjunction. We're going to have a Sun conjunction with Uranus. And on the 22nd, going into the 23rd of May is when Uranus will move into Taurus. Let's take a look at that in the Arabic. We do get a better idea of it. You can see it much easier there as moving into Aries. But everything's bunched up here on just one side of the zodiac. Pluto in Capricorn, Saturn in Aquarius. Let me bring this back to now. Mars, Neptune, Mercury and Venus in Pisces, the Sun in Uranus in Aries, and Jupiter moving in Taurus today. So we have Venus and Jupiter are the two benevolents. Well, Saturn's really benevolent as well, especially in Aquarius, because this is the self-martyr. This is the king. This is the Christ who sacrificed himself. And this is the water of life, the water of life that pours out from heaven. So we have actually in a little bit of better shape than we was for the eclipse, because we do have two benevolence and three if you want to count Saturn still in Aquarius, but we still have Mercury debilitated, and he's going over his shadow period. Now, what I have to say about the shadow period is if he did not hit you in the retrograde, he hits you on the return. You're going to get it either coming or going. So if you didn't feel the effects of Mercury during its retrograde period, you'll feel it during its shadow period. What do I mean when I say shadow period? Because Mercury covers an area, and then it goes retrograde, and then it has to go back over that same area a third time. So it's a shadow time. It's going forward, but it's still covering ground it's already covered twice. Hence, it's shadow period. The ones we really have to watch right now, really, is Mars. Mars being here is emotionally unstable. And again, that feminine aspect in the house of sexuality and friends. This could be a breakdown in friendships, to where when you hit on the mutable cross like that in transmutation and change, sometimes you're going to have like a purge, and there will be friends that you will just have to be eliminating, or they will eliminate themselves. There's circumstances in life will cause it to happen. But the breakdown in friendships, especially, how would I say this, friends with benefits. friends with benefits, sexuality would play a huge part in this. That it's kind of like a purge. And when you look at this and the other zodiacs, you can see it's kind of like in the belly of the whale. It's in the belly of the whale. Almost darkness. Otherwise, the rest of the zodiac is pretty much free and clear. The moon is in Sagittarius this morning. It'll be moving into Capricorn probably tomorrow or tomorrow. Tomorrow, I would say by noon, it will be in Capricorn. And again, we'll have everybody on what I call one side. You go from the winter solstice that's marked here between Sagittarius and Scorpio to the Taurus Gemini line. And so they're all on one side of the zodiac. And right now, I don't think we have anybody retrograde. Maybe the outer planets, we can check those. Let's check Neptune for a retrograde. Oh, that's not going to work. Oh, we have a Mars-Neptune conjunction. That's interesting because I can see what's going on here now. Because it will be imagination. A lot of people are just going to dream shit up that's not real, and it's going to be the breakdown of friendships. The breakdown of friendships and or lovers. Emotional distress over imaginary stuff, imagined. Let's see if I can get, we are at 33089. No, Neptune is not retrograde. So that's beneficial, at least being conjunct Mars. If it was retrograde, it will be some tall tales. Tall tales. Lot of make-believe going on. We know Mercury, Venus, and Mars are not retrograde. I didn't look at Uranus. I don't think Uranus is retrograde, but we'll do it anyway. And our numbers are 58228. No. And last but not least, our Pluto. And our numbers are 45448. No. So no retrogrades. So when right now we have Pluto, the subconscious mind, and Uranus, the conscious mind, both aspecting each other on that cardinal cross. But the heavy hitter this week is going to be that mutable cross. The heart chakra, the throat chakra, the root chakra, and the imagination, Neptune, all playing there. And the only winner in this is the heart. Unfortunately, it's fixing to move into Aries and catch on fire, a heart on fire, and which is going to just boom this Mars-Neptune. So keep your emotions in check, especially where your friends are concerned. Especially with Neptune being there, it's going to be imaginary tales. Not necessarily what I would call a lie, but like gossiping imaginary tales. And here's the gossip right here. It's Mercury running through his shadow period of his retrograde stage. All right, I think I've covered everything. I will get back to you this week or next week when I make my trip over to Tuscaloosa and Tallahassee to check everything out and give you a better idea of what all's going on for the Labor Day event. And I hope a lot of you show up. I hope a lot of you that were at the eclipse will return. It would be good to see you all again, and it would help. You could help me by, you're already familiar with the area and everything that's going on, and you can help facilitate some of those that'll be coming in that didn't come on the first event. Of course, we didn't have a lot of notice. Everything was upside down. We didn't get the community center on the days we wanted it. But this will give everybody plenty of time to plan, plenty of time to make reservations for what you need, especially for those of you who want to be vendors. This can be a great opportunity. We have a lot more people coming in that are going to offer different services. We'll be talking about that. There are a lot of people in that area that's going to be getting on board with what we're doing, not just what is happening at the Pow Wow, at the festival. All right, y'all know what to do. Commit your random act of kindness. Keep banking your karma. And please do help support this channel. And those of you who can afford to, please help me get enough money together this week or next week to go put these deposits down. That way we don't lose our spots. We got a really bad draw last time on the community center, but I have jumped the gun, made reservations for that Saturday and Sunday, leaving Friday and Monday open. That way we could have our special private time out of the heat, in the air conditioning. It's a lovely place. They have beautiful, clean bathrooms, and it's just very spacious. Plenty of parking. They were very accommodating to us. So I'm really looking forward to having that, just so we can have the opportunity to be together. I do have some of the pictures and videos that you guys have sent me, and we did record a lot of the presentation that happened at the eclipse, but there is a problem with the video. We don't even know where it's coming from, but there's a major hum in the background. Actually, it's so loud it's in the foreground. So we're going to see if we can't do some cleaning it up first before we can start taking parts of it out and see if we can't get it uploaded so you guys too can share in what we shared in. And for those of you who couldn't make it there, I'm really sorry for you, because it was one of the greatest experiences of my lifetime. Not just the eclipse, but it's when we all got together and got to share with each other. It was quite incredible. It was a bonding experience. It was almost like coming home. Everybody that was there was unique, had a special talent, had a special ability. It was almost like sitting at the Knights of the Round Table. It was quite incredible. All right, people, love you bunches. You know what to do. Go bank your karma. Things are starting to move faster. It's like time is speeding up. This month has just flown by. And just stay ahead of the karma game. As the Bible tells us, love covereth a multitude of sins. And when it comes from your heart, it can erase so much that we've all done in our lives. We're all flawed. But just one little act of kindness coming from your heart, from love, can not only change you, but we can change the world if enough of us do it.